Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a fabulous recording of the complete film score to Francois Truffaut's The Bride Wore Black. Yes, composed by none other than Bernard Herrmann and played by the really excellent, the Basque National Orchestra, who we know sounds marvelous, under the extremely capable baton of Fernando Velázques. Wow, what a fantastic production. It's on the Quartet label, Spanish label, specializing in soundtracks and things of that sort. Some of them they record proprietarily themselves, others they license, but it's a wonderful label, by the way, and you should go online and look at their website. I think they have a website listed here somewhere. Yes, quartetrecords.com. That's what it is, www.quartetrecords.com, and have a look. There's some really fabulous stuff. Now, The Bride Wore Black. What is The Bride Wore Black? Well, this was the second collaboration. It was from 1968. It's a French film originally. It was dubbed in English. La mariée était en noir. The bride was in black. I hope you want to do it. Anyway, the bottom line is it was Herrmann's second collaboration with Truffaut, the first being Fahrenheit 451. The now iconic Fahrenheit 451. Apparently they got on pretty well, probably because Herrmann spoke no French and Truffaut spoke very little English. So the least they could say, the less they said to each other, the better their collaboration was going to go. That's how it usually worked with Herrmann. It was not Truffaut's fault, not a bit. The plot of the movie is quite marvelous, actually. A woman's husband is shot on her wedding day. I mean, they're on the church steps, and he's assassinated as she's sitting there in her bridal attire. I think actually there's a picture of that in here in the booklet. Wait a minute, let me take a look. Because it was, let's see, where is she now? There she is with her bow and arrow. She's on the church steps, as I recall. She's got a pistol. Oh, there she is. There we go. See, there she is. Looking bereft as he's dead on the church steps, and she's in her big white puffy bridal stuff. So anyway, what happens is there are 5 guys who are involved in his assassination, and somehow, we're not told how, she finds out who they are, and she decides to do away with all of them, which she succeeds in doing. She eventually gets turned in, before the last couple are killed, but from jail, she manages to get the other 2 somehow, or I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen the movie in like 100 million years. I did see it like a gazillion years ago. And I wasn't really paying much attention to it or actually the music. The music is vintage Bernard Herrmann. I mean, this is 68. He was after his breakup with Hitchcock, he was in full possession of his inimitable powers of composition. And as always with Herrmann, the score is tinted by the unusual instrumentation. He was amazing when it came to that. And according to the bookie here, the instrumentation consists of pairs, get this, pairs of flutes, oboes, English horns, clarinets, bass clarinets, and bassoons. Then 4 horns, 4 trombones, timpani, vibraphone, 2 harps, and strings. There's actually a little bit more percussion. I mean, there's a chime, there's cymbals, there's a glockenspiel. Somewhere there's a little more percussion than is listed here, but they note there is no piccolo, no trumpet, no tuba, no piano, and no violins. Violas are the topmost string. So, as almost always with Herrmann's scores, especially his later ones, the entire film has a color to it. A tinta, as Verdi used to say, because he was also very concerned with giving each opera its own special color. And those colors with Herrmann are usually somewhat dark. Note the 2 bass clarinets, the 4 trombones. There are all those low, gnarly sounds. Now, the interesting thing about Herrmann's scores, for me anyway, is that normally they're not there aren't a lot of extended numbers in them. You know, he was not a tunesmith. He worked with motives, small motives, in extraordinarily interesting timbres, and most of all, really evocative harmony, so that he could set the stage with just a note or two, just a couple seconds of music, and you know exactly where you are in a Herrmann score. And this particular score is really full of that. There are a couple of numbers here, which I was listening to just the other day. The Wedding, which is 3 minutes, and then there's, Delvaux's Arrest, almost 3 minutes, Crossing Corey, 2 minutes and 22 seconds, and Runaway, 2 minutes and 37 seconds. That's as long as the individual tracks get. Everything else is somewhat shorter. But because everything is based on short, tiny ideas or really pregnant harmonies and just a couple of notes, they give you a lot of music. They're heavy with atmosphere. And so they sound much more extended and highly developed and intricate than they really are. I mean, in terms of mere duration. So it's a fantastic score. It's about 47 minutes of music entirely. And there's some bonus tracks of some other versions of things and stuff that were in the movie or not, didn't make it to the movie or whatever. But the bottom line is that it's a wonderful sounding digital recording and beautifully played by the Basque National Orchestra under Fernando Velázques on Quartet Records. And Bernard Herrmann, people, you know you need this. You want it. You must have it. So get it. And keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.